Fire, what you saying?
Yes, sir. Life is great to give thanks for Yahki.
Serious thing. We are here again, Ballhead and the Dread podcast. Give thanks for everyone tuning in from those times to now. If you get free time, make sure you check us out, ineverknewtv.com. Make sure you check out the 4 reasons we've been posting. All about the 4 reasons right now, right? Same with the chop business we've been doing. Also, check us out on Sundays, WLOI.org, I Never Knew Radio, Autarchii, Far Right, aka the Dread, EP there in the description, disrupting the status quo. Far Right, what we're reasoning about today?
Well, today we are reason about one of the biggest political scams and exploitation we see go on in a recent history same way, and it's not something we're supposed to be overlooked because the government of Jamaica increased them salary by about by more than 100%, and I think more than even 200%. So that is even crazy. The fact that the man them even can think about for do that while them have no farmer performance index for even rate that offer. It's like almost like the man them created out of thin air how them supposed to rise them salary, and we not feel say that is something we can go and see and heard. That's something we have to talk about.
And not reality medicine. Far Right, it is based on the performance they've been doing behind closed doors. Because obviously deals been getting made, Far Right. You get what I'm saying? But this action here highlights something else that we'll talk about later in regards to the brain drain and the amount of people leaving Jamaica. But in regards to the politicians, Far Right, there's no other way to define it but as a scam. It's just generally a scam because on the most basic job anywhere right now, because all jobs is performance-based, for what I understand. Everything performance-based right now, right? You go to work, you have a manager or some type of upper management to analyze what you're doing, and based on that, you either continue to get the same rate of pay or you get an increase, right? I understand it. I understand that's private sector, but even in the government agencies, I'm not sure if they're doing performance-based in the government thing. I can't speak on that, right? But there has to be some justification for your salary. And as you stated prior, what have they been doing? What is the criteria? I guess before we move forward with this conversation, we would have to ask them. We would actually have that one. What is the criteria you are basing your good performance off? Because maybe that's the next scam. Maybe they have a criteria that they're reaching to justify the salary. And the next part, go ahead, Farid.
The criteria is very clear, you know, because it's not like say we are making it up out of thin air, you know. Them make it up out of thin air. But the Minister of Finance actually come out in an interview and said the increase in salary is justified by this one particular point where him say this will attract new talent in regards to running the public bureaucracy. And I'm quoting him. Said the change in salary will attract new talent in the public, running the public bureaucracy. Now what that mean? Because me I wonder if me have no sense or something, you know. If you have a particular industry or have a particular sector and we raise the salary, it attract anybody at all. It's not gonna necessarily attract talent. It just attract anybody at all, knowing that this is an era where we can, cause changing salary attract anybody. And I don't get it. And if you saying this is going to attract new talent, yet still there's not like there's an election running or anything of that sort. This is same set of people in office. There's no change within the department. So we get new talent.
That's what I wanted to say, Farid, in regards to it's not like a company where there's expansion, where you can grow and you can bring in more people. It's kind of like a defined amount of people that you would need. So, and they're not giving up a position anyway. So that's just about bringing in somebody else. All right. We already know that. So that makes no sense. But Far Right, I wanted to touch on how this correlates with the brain drain, because even the bridge near, that's the one I know. The bridge that did the interview. What he was saying is this idea attracting talent, right?
And Nigel
Clark. And what they need to do is provide resources and different programs to other industries within the country to actually attract talent so people can stay. Because people complain about student loans in America, but the student loan thing in Jamaica is dread because it's just a rough situation. Jamaica, some people say, I was talking to Dr. Hart and he says it's number one. I'm reading another report here that says it's number two. But Jamaica's ranks number two in the world in human flight and brain drain. meaning that people not staying in Jamaica, especially the talented people. And if you go to a lot of industries here in America and you see somebody doing very well and you talk to them, you'll find out that they are Jamaican. You get what I'm saying? It's just the truth. Like they really excel when they get the opportunity. And a lot of people, you have some people who are fortunate enough, especially entrepreneurs down there, private sector vibe, they'll stay. But I noticed a lot of them are from the previous generations where there seem to be a little more opportunities. But this modern day generation, they're really jumping ship because it's like, why would I stay here to do what? Even starting a business down here is very tricky for all right, because there's a thing called extortion. Yeah, that's a very you know you're being taxed twice when you're in Jamaica. It's just the reality of it. You have your regular tax you have to pay to the finance department, and you have your local tax you have to pay to those around. Don't get it twisted, far right. And this is not no movie. This is the reality. The most basic person. They may not admit it. They may not acknowledge it, but they have to pay tax. Or the business won't be around. They won't be around. Or the brick and mortar they have won't be around. Somebody not going to be around, far right, if you don't pay. So therefore, if you have to pay all these extreme taxes, where's the room for profit and growth? And why would you partake in this type of thing and why there's no protection from it? And that's the reality for a lot of entrepreneurs in Jamaica. Now, in regards to people on the regular 9 to 5, that's the next. Far, how much is GCT? Do you know the exact number? Because I just know this. I know when you go to eat, I don't know what they're taking out their check for it, but I know when you go to eat, and you go to a place that actually charges GCT, the GCT is almost as much as the actual meal. Because everybody go to Jamaica and when they get this big wad of cash, when they go to Cambio somewhere or find a man on the street,
Yeah,
they got this big
15%.
That's absurd. They got this big wad of cash. Oh, I would. Right, that does not last. It does not last, far right. You know that, and I know that, yeah. From you was to 10, that's over, yeah. That's gone. Before you look up, that's gone, yeah. And it's just not a, how would you say this? It's really not a society. All right, I'm gonna give you the next thing. Why so much artists leaving Jamaica? That's what we need to talk about. You have artists that don't stay in Jamaica. Very rarely in Jamaica. Because the whole bureaucracy, the whole system is just like, it's just a drag. How many complaints have I heard from artists that are trying to get their paperwork to go abroad and work? And it's a big hassle. And how much attention and money they bring back to the country. Sharing brand Jamaica. Sparking people's interest in Jamaica. And they give them a hard time to go abroad and work. They don't even have a proper program for the main attraction for their country. And with all the beauty and all the glory and all the culture, it's just mismanaged and it's just sad. It's just a sad situation. That's what I was telling Han. It's just a sad situation. The mind frame of the people, the spirit of the people is just a sad situation. You have people on that. Jamaica not that big. It's not the biggest place. You have people there confined in these little areas because majority of the land is unused. You have these people packed up in these little areas. Everybody's selling the same thing. All the igloos, you got 20 people selling belts here. The next 18 people selling donuts. You got 89 people at the stoplight with this washing your car thing. Even if you go to a session and all that, how much people jerking chicken? The whole lane full of jerk chicken. So it's like it's just too much people in one little area. And it's the heights of colonialism, you know? We talk about I think you know I'm starting to learn. You know when people speak about neo-colonialism or colonialism or Jamaica's a plantation, I think they say that like they think you're like militant or being funny or something. I don't think they understand the reality of the situation and they're not observing what's taking place. I really think it's like, oh, they just militant or they just kind of saying something. No, the place is literally a modern day colony fire. And people don't understand how it operates. And people with sense and talent see that. And that's why they jump ship and go abroad. How many brilliant people do you have in the medical field right now that medical industry Americans benefit from? in the law industry, engineering industry, in the tech industry, in the finance industry, in the fashion industry, in the culinary industry that are Jamaicans that had left and come abroad, Canada, America, England, and other places, and are doing tremendous work. It's undeniable. When Jamaicans touch the ground, they do tremendous work. They excel. That are those who leave. Now, how many people stay in Jamaica where the talent is wasted? And they do try, and we can't say they don't try. Some people try and just get turned off. Because things are just too high to get ahead. America screwed up, still don't get it twisted, right? But you can get through better in America than you can in Jamaica.
All right. You see, when I talk about America, America is, before me even get back to the point of, main point of why, but there is something crucial a while ago. When I talk about America, America is a capitalistic system where I do capitalism, right? And then according to the way all the system set, them have the 1% who them want for benefit. And the system is working according to plan because who for benefit, I benefit from it. In other way, how it's structured. So, you know, the first world capitalistic system where it's supposed to be a full-blown democracy, all of these things. We know what it stands for, and I'd say it stands for that. So we in the context of that now, we overstand that and overstand where we can try to get out of that system, knowing how it's set, and especially with the heights of racism will take place. I would know all of these detriments where are going. But if you think about Jamaica now, the way how the man them a try to set it like it's supposed to be a success where them a run something successful when we know say it's not successful in a light where one, I mentioned the plantation thing a while ago, and it's really some slave driver style of politician them a run upon the people them now, because I'm gonna show you how bold or bare-faced these politicians are now. In the same interview where the minister of finance, imagine being a minister of finance and I come tell the people them say, one, you try attract talent to the public for run the public bureaucracy by raising salary, and then knowing so that is false information and that don't even make sense, you know. Then on top of that now, where the man add pan that is COVID recovery. So Jamaica is the fastest Caribbean economy for recover from COVID-19, which is by far one of the biggest scam attack them where anybody could have made, because it don't make sense now is like it's like the man I say, all right, we are recover. So imagine when somebody say recovering, you know, that simply means you're getting back to a state of healthiness, you know. Jamaica was never in a healthy state from even a financial perspective. Think about even the IMF or Jamaica, if I forget deep in the IMF loan, all of these different financial difficulties of Jamaica in from the broad standpoint. I'm not talking about the little man them, the politicians them where benefit individually. Jamaica on a whole was never in a healthy state from a financial standpoint. So how the man are going to use COVID-19 recovery, we say Jamaica is more benefiting more than all of these other Caribbean economy, and that's one of the main reasons why, yeah, go on.
Now, Farah, I just want to throw in this real quick, right? And I just want to show this is the key example of short-term memory loss. Because you remember during COVID, where they shut down everything. And remember, Jamaica's a hustler society at the end of the day. And you remember that conversation we had during that time, how detrimental it was that people couldn't go out and earn. Now, statistics again and propaganda. Yes, there may have been industries in Jamaica that actually did good. Maybe some type of construction. I'm not sure the specific industry. And maybe if we were to ask him, he would hustle it and focus on that. But I just want people to remember that during COVID, right? Jamaica is a buy and sell every day. A lot of people, majority of people buy and sell hustling. There's no overlap. And that was shut down. And it wasn't, what aid was there given to the people to survive? I don't know if I forgot. I don't remember Jamaicans getting no stipend. And if they did, it was totally pointless. It wasn't anything to sustain their life or help them get through the situation. But I think that these people are aware of that short-term memory loss and the use of words to sway people. And the person not even gonna question this man and ask him that. Because for me to say that, it's pure foolishness, yeah.
If it often be pure foolishness because the man even because we analyze what somebody is saying. So it's almost like the man them a dig them own grave in a fire. Because we analyze what a man is saying. Like it's like the man just bring the information, as much as the misinformation come right in front of you, and you just a depict it, right? Because in the same breath the man said, with this doubling of salary or tripling of salary, comparing to all of these other Caribbean nations, they have done their homeworks. Imagine you saying you have done your homework when you're bamboozling the people and tripling your salary. How can you triple your salary and tell me that you have done your homework? And then when you look at the list of all of the prime ministers, compared to Trinidad and Tobago, Bahamas, all of these different Barbados, all of these different nations, the prime minister will be getting double those amount. And yet still, you look at me, economics which are more functioning than the Jamaican economy. And then you as the Minister of Finance, and I remember, so when you say the Minister of Finance is supposed to, you're the go-to numbers person for the country, and you are the representative of the Prime Minister once it's relating to any form of numbers in particular. And you look at we and tell us, say you do your homework. You know how much of a slap in the face that is to tell me, say you do your homework, but yet still you triple your salary right in front of me fire without a justification, just based on basis of COVID recovery, and also telling me say you try to attract talent. You know what this really tell me though fire is like the man them know say them stabilize the people, and because them know say them stabilize the people, them can do whatever them feel for do, and know say there's no repercussion, or if there's a repercussion in a sense, or them are going to use a political scheme and say them are going to tone down the numbers them and make the people them feel like them win and then go back to them regular day. Because sometimes, that's the thing, you know what my problem, because me I go burn a straight fire now, And if anybody feel vexed about it, this is just a reality. Me not really respond because me know it's not an impulsive talk. A lot of the people in Jamaica get so caught up with this entertainment. Remember, we tell them say entertainment are gonna be the death of the people, because when me vividly remember during COVID-19 lockdown, there was a whole heap of little protests, a whole heap of internet rage, all of these different things because the parties them did a lock off at a particular time and the people them couldn't get for party. So there was a sense of disgust, disdain towards the government. And there was a whole heap of little rebellions against the government in a sense where only if you lock off the number one thing we do. We can't go party, we can't do all of these things. Government are trying to fight out the entertainment industry. Everybody rally around a particular cry day. When you look at all of the programs them on the TV, when you look on the internet, everybody in harmony to the fact that the government are trying to fight them because them are limit them entertainment. Now something like this, I mean, I see the real public outrage a spark. If we not spark the real public outrage to when time a man I do that. When the civil servants them come in front of them to try to get a raise, and I don't doubt them get even 3% good. So it just goes to show you the minimum wage is less than 20,000 Jamaican dollars. So how can the minimum wage be less than 20,000? But yes, still the government really are gonna triple them salary. So it just shows that the man them not no respect for all of these different things. Jamaica is an economy where a youth can get a degree, a bachelor's degree, all of these different things, pharmaceutical, marketing, accounting, all of these different things, and be working in a call center, because that is the norm now for most youths. Most youths will have, there I mentioned the actual the student loans where the youth them have. Plus on top of that, it almost no matter which industry the youth them or which particular major the youth them go college go deal with. It's just a call center the man them a revert to. And when you think about a economy where depend upon solely tourism, and then depend upon a trickle down economy of America and all of these different countries. Because remember, it's a whole trickle down thing when you think about call centers, because all of these companies are American companies who are do some outsourcing, knowing that them are going to pay an hour, them are going to pay $2 an hour. And a literal numbers them are get the people in. Them are going to pay $2 an hour for a particular employee in Jamaica, as opposed to in America where they would have to meet the minimum wage requirement depending upon the state of $15. So them outsource it to Jamaica, all of these countries. And yet still most of the youth them working in these particular places are working there with bachelor's degrees and all of these things. So where's the advancement? Where's the attracting of talents in these different industries where them supposed to do? You're gonna try to attract new talent in politics, knowing that it's the same political party, the same people getting an increase by 200, 300%, and that's the way you're trying to diversify your thing and attract talent in your realms. And you come tell with that fire right in our face. It's like you're spitting our face and you no respect.
And for a couple of things I want to say, I hope I remember getting it right. First thing, people need to check out a book by Neil Postman, Entertaining Yourself to Death, right? It was written in the 80s. It's beyond prophetic because everything that's going on right now is totally magnified. And when he wrote that, man, I don't even think, maybe it's a little prior to the cable TV vibe. I want to touch on how demoralizing it is for people that have these degrees that go through school and end up in call centers. Because as a person now, it's very destructive to your spirit and your mind, also for those around you. Because what happens is it discourages the next generation. Why would I go to school and do this when I saw my uncle or my father or my brother or my sister or my aunt or my mother do these things? And they're working somewhere and can't even provide food for us, and they have all this education. It happens here still too, so I'm not saying it doesn't happen here in America, but there's a little more money to make compared to the Jamaica vibe. So I know at 5 o'clock in Montego Bay, right, the place packed with people coming out from the call center. I can't lie to you. I saw it with my own eyes. And far not talking food, it's just a reality. Go down Montego Bay there, right? 5 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock, whenever they let out, a stream of them coming out there, educated people, and the work that they're doing does not match their education. And another thing I want to touch on in regards to, we always burden the fire on the government, but we have to acknowledge that they're aware of the mind of the people. The fact that they can do this, they're aware of the mind. The fact that they could do this, right? The fact that they it's not even like they try to lie about the numbers that they did it secretly and it came up. The fact that it's just, this is what it is, right? 200% increase on salary, they already know the mindset of people. My brother told me something a long time ago, right? He was talking about Muda Baruka. He said, this is how you know Jamaica foolishness. The fact that you got people like Muda Baruka on the radio every day and there's no uprising or anything, so the thing, the brain finished fire. We walk around their cell phones and mix up and all this and blend in all this other type of mix up. And if they hear it, they don't really hear it, and they know it. They know it already. Even if they hear it, they don't really hear it, or they fully don't comprehend, or they're so broken that it's just like, what are we going to do? It's just whatever. But I think the salary, yes, like all these things go into salary, but a thing people need to touch on is that, man, like, my heart goes out to people who really went to school, went to U, or even went to school abroad and went back. It's very rough. Very rough to try to make a living out there. If you have money, life is nice. Like, really, if you have bread, it's nice. It's paradise in the sun, right? Sun in the sun and fun in the sun and irie vibes and all that. But if you don't have it, then it's dark and rough. And like, I'm not justifying crime. I want to be clear, so this don't sound no way. I am not justifying crime. I'm not justifying illegal activities. But I understand why people end up in that position. Not all. Well, I'm talking about the ones that try to do their best and try to do a certain vibe, Because the system across the world is set to fail. But other places is set a little harder to fail, right? It's generally set. And you know what? The next thing, far what reason it would touch me? We don't acknowledge the caste systems in which we live, and it really is a class thing. Well, we know Jamaica's a class country because America we have racism and class still, but Jamaica's really a class and skin tone country, right? And if you're not from a certain class, there's a report from, I don't know if it's the IMF or United Nations, but basically they were saying that you have a better chance of winning the lottery than you moving to a next income class during your lifetime. And that's across the world. That's not even like, that's just across the world. Like, you're not going to move to another income class in your lifetime on the four corners of the earth, the average person. Now, let me be clear. you can purchase items, you can purchase luxury goods, you can rent a car, you can do whatever you want. But in regards to actually moving into a next economic class during your lifetime, basically impossible. And like some of these caste systems are so locked, some of these family names are just so locked. They're not letting anybody in. They're not gonna give up power.
But you see, the worst part about all of this though, fire. Imagine, you see, expectations is a wicked piece of thing, you know. Because you see when time you not expect, so when you control a certain people or you're the leader to a certain amount of people, and you not expect them to flare up for any particular actions. I think this it boil down to fire, because if you look on it, fire, it's like, on average, Jamaica have the highest murder rate in the world per capita. See? That alone is a disgrace, fire. And that alone shows say you can't contain that. If you can't contain it, that alone shows say you're not worthy of getting no farmer increase for you, because that's one of the main key things them where you're supposed to even put focus in that. And if you can't contain that, then I don't say, oh, you can't tell me say, yeah, go increase or yeah, just any form of good work. And I guess on the fact that them have tourism as a golden goose, and when a man say COVID recovery, you have to kind of decode a lot of different things, you know, because tourism are the golden goose, and you know, trips to Jamaica, despite certain advisory board things, trips to Jamaica increase, because Jamaica is a big increase as a tourist destination. So you know, so that are them golden goose, and a man say recovery, you have to think about how them think about from for them look a brainwash perspective, you know. But if we have to think about crime pan a whole fire, oh, we have a murder rate where approximately 44 per 100,000. 100,000. I had Honduras and all of these different countries where the man them were known for some of the maddest gangs them in the world. And yet still you can't contain that. I mean, not talk about even man where I do crime where so intelligent or them do it in a particular way where you know so it's so structured and organized. It's not an organized crime are going on fire. If you can't contain, youths will not put strategy in a them crime in a fire. You know how disgusting that is fire. Because I can understand when a man have a broad network and the network is so wide where you have to kind of put strategy into place, and them are outsmart you for the most part. But most of them youth are where really do crime. Are just some youth where just get up and I want to follow a particular culture and them not really put much thought in them crime. Them just go out and carry out the crime them in a fire. And you don't have nothing in place for quell this particular thing, yet still you feel knowing that the standard is so low and the bar is so low, you still feel the need for increase your salary based on a sense where you would think you are performing good. So it lead me to ask the question, who made you think that you were performing good? And even the fact we know the answer to that, you know. But would I like you as the politician guys to answer who made you think that you were performing so good? Because we know so uno know so not do the work, you know. Because them know that, you know, if them did actually have a 1 and 2 answer, them would have tried to bake it in. Because you know the politician style. Them would tell you some good things too, you know. Because we not try to be delusional, you know. Politicians, when it comes to politicians have to do good. Me keep on tell people this, you know. Politician has to do some form of good, you know, in order to maintain office, you know. But it's just that them do way more bad, and then them lack of days they call do them do, because if a man never know good, him wouldn't have nothing for run pan in terms of campaign. Him wouldn't have nothing to say, oh, see what we did, we build these roads, we build these houses for these poor people, we did these particular things. Him have to have some form of status quo where him can turn to and look to when him go up on the next campaign, you know. But it's where I talk about it in the grand scheme of things, the overall things, you know. It's where the man them not performing, the man them not doing nothing for you. In fact, it's a disgrace. But no say the man them have honorable in front of them title for you. I really feel like we need to start rethink this whole concept of honorable. A man is supposed to have a job position. He's supposed to have to perform and not do particular things when needed by the people. See, when needed by the people in order to tell them the same honorable fire, because it almost crazy fire. Say with all of these things, COVID-19 come, man I talk about COVID recovery. COVID-19 come, Jamaica not even could have partake in a part of CARICOM, these different groups. Them could even play a role for say, alright, we're gonna try to find a vaccine amongst ourselves, or we try to fund something or make an effort, or we have certain talents here where we know say of a high caliber and high standard, or we can let them go collaborate with other people. Them are like some bottom feeders of America in order to get certain things. Jamaica have a cannabis industry where was so potent at one time, where them can't benefit from without have to wait till regulations from Canada and regulations from America change in order to benefit from that. When them this economy alone could have helped them repay enough of these IMF funds where them already dig a ditch, you know, all of these different things. Them don't make no effort. Them don't make no effort for benefit the people them in a no form of shape or no form of way fire. But yet still, the man them keep these posts. And then you know, some realize something. Because since we talk truth in the fire, we talk certain, we reveal certain things. We have to just say it like it is. You have a issue like this now, where become a public concern. And then you have even a prime minister who don't even address the issue. The man don't even address the issue for you. Not even address the issue. As a leader then, since you say he's a leader, the man not even address the issue. You know what the man do? Because we know advertisement, you know. And that's one thing where people can't trick we, you know. Because we know advertisement. The man increase him. And come start observe the man, go look what them are doing, you know. The man increase in presence on social media even tenfold fire and find particular things for post for say mother. So the man show us a children's day or children's awareness, whatever. The man start post particular things, how him a work with children. The man start post how him a help the poor by building houses. So it's almost like a political campaign and a further exploitation during the midst of crisis fire. And these particular things our politicians come do to we all the time. And we know we go on like say we want to play turn a blind eye to it. We can't turn a blind eye to it. I'm tell the people them all the time. While me don't feel like say protest I can really lead to a whole heap of change, at least it's a level of effort. Because I start look on the news and I say I want to look on a look at protest so the man them go on with the Emancipation Park. You know who me say? And it show me something to in a fire. I really couldn't wait for address this to, you know. I see a couple, is not first of all, there wasn't any crowd. Give thanks to the people and show up. Give thanks to the people and show up. But it show me something fire. It's big people I see show up fire. Like some big woman and them thing they show up. Who must know so them genuinely concerned because they're working people them. Where are the young people who want to partake in these things and see some changes? The young people them a party alone who don't care about fire and know how disgraceful that is because we can't burn the government. I want to talk about the young people them too, you know. Where is the initiative? So they them just go bypass all these things and comment amongst themselves and not even make a little effort for no so the man them a bamboozle on fire. So just entertainment is in a grand scheme of thing, and the entertainer them are the only people them we kind of we own a concern about party fire. It's this so me I try to show the one them say is if me even see the people them say boy we gotta do a little protest and put an effort, even though me don't feel like so that in the grand scheme of things that I can really solve nothing. But at least it's that effort and you can't go give a blind eye to an effort fire. Not even an effort fire. I don't see no young people in the Emancipation Park when the people them a protest. How comes fire when our own is supposed to be where we say supposed to be the future, we're supposed to be the change, we're supposed to be the people them where we're fired up and know say yo, we're not gonna make this happen. So then you know what that show means a fire? If the young people them don't willing for partaking of these farmer things, it's almost like them give up already and the future done doom. So that anything where the politician them pass, anything where them say, it govern the people them automatically, and it's like there is no fighting spirit, there is no hope at all amongst the younger people them, and there's no revolutionary spirit in the younger people them. That's what it really show me for you. Cause you can't them say you can't really pay focus on this politician in the fire because me always say this fire. Weak people, weak government. Strong people, strong government, and that is evident across the world.
But far right, they don't have no spirit. They have no revolutionary spirit. They're the thing kind of shaky because, man, this is the problem, man. And this, I don't know if you guys say something after this, but you see this fact, this dependence on entertainers has destroyed everything. The fact that the entertainer is the revolutionary or the spokesperson for the people makes no sense. Because the entertainer is always limited, especially one who's really a successful entertainer in their eyes that makes a decent amount of money. They're not willing to risk that. So even if they do say something that's going to be very strategic, that they don't affect their ability to make money. And the fact that say you have like a teacher or a parent that speaks out, they disregard them. They totally disregard them, and they're waiting for the entertainer. That is the problem. Brilliance again. I give credit to the system. Ooh, feel away, feel away. They've created that the people only look to celebrities for guidance, for information. Not knowing that the celebrity is not on your side. How can they be on your side when they're dependent on the system for their livelihood? Once you say something to get out of line or to move away from what you're supposed to say, cord is cut, money done, calls stop, booking stop. And I just think that's the source of it, the fact that they have done such a great job of discrediting anyone. And you go to the next thing, fire. Listen to what I'm saying. If you're not famous, that's the next thing. You could be the most brilliant person on earth, but because you're not famous, God forbid you're not on social media, God forbid you're not on some news network, you're a retard, yeah? Because what I've learned in my life in these modern times, you have retards calling other people retards. And that's one of the biggest problems. Like, people they won't even listen. I don't even think they listen to the pastor again unless the pastor on social media. The pastor can't even tell them nothing again now. The pastor need to have everything. People have to have a digital following. If you don't have no following, your word means nothing. And they've done an excellent job creating that mental dependence on celebrities. But here go the wicked thing. It's the system that validates the celebrity. You pre it. So it's a conundrum, as my English brethren would say. It's a contradiction.
They must have the same circle, yeah.
All right. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like it's a bugged out concept when you think about it. But I think that's one of the biggest problems, in the fact that people can no longer even listen to a local person anymore, just a genuine person. Youth leaders, parents, coaches, because you basically have to be a celebrity. And if you're not a celebrity, your word doesn't mean anything. That's why they can throw an entertainer at you to say something. What is the entertainer gonna do? Yeah, you may have one out of the blue here or there that lick a fire and willing to deal with the consequences, but that's not everybody, and it's unrealistic and unfair to them because they're entertainers. Yeah, they may say two little quotes here or there, or wear one beret one day or this and that, but the man not really trying to put himself out there. Or a woman. It's just the reality of it. But all this thing have to wipe away. We have to get back to the foundation. We have some real people and supporting some real people that actually have your interests at heart. Kafari, listen. Hey, let me tell you how this thing works. You can say something. I can say something. The next man can say something, right? Nobody's going to listen, Farai. It have to come from a specific people. And that's what I spoke to Alton about in regards to, because we were talking about what's needed to reshape the mind of the people. And I was saying that if I could, I should play the voice note to you. Exactly what I said. I said, you really need to link up with these entertainers and these celebrities to get the message out through them, because this is what's running the police right now. They're the only ones that people listen to. And if you don't get them to side with you, it's just a lost cause. Because you got right? They so wild. Yeah. These people are so wild, yeah. Hey, these people, and they beating the average man to the celebrity, because you got celebrity backing social issues for corporations, though. So it looked like they fighting for somebody.
That is it, fire. That is it. Because if a man talk about remember the social responsibility to respond across certain issues, like you have climate change, all of these general, in the grand scheme, I think the general things then where a man knows, all right, it's not so revolutionary, it's not so provocative. But if it go beyond the particular level where it reach to a grassroots, then I could say make it reach to a grassroots level. These people are not going to back these things. Not going to back these things, fire.
And what I learned too, man, as you're a person, anyone who's actually worked in the community work with children after sacrifice. That's why a lot of people get burnt out because one, obviously the finance. You literally need to do double work. You need to do that and have something else to bring in the money, sustain your livelihood. And also that the people you're helping don't respect you. It's like people look down on work that helps people, which is wild in a sense, because it's like the highest form of sacrifice when you're doing it from a genuine space. And like society, if you're not like earning all this money, you're basically a loser in our society. So that discourages a lot of brilliant minds from giving back. It's like, why would I give back? Or why would I do this? Or why would I fight for this cause where there's the money is rough, and also like people don't really, they're not appreciative like that. Yes, you could do it from a selfish place, but it's like it's a real fight, and I can speak from personal experience. It's been a great sacrifice. I don't want to get into that. It's just been a great sacrifice. I'll leave it at that. It's a lot of sacrifice. Sometimes I wonder why I do it. You know, and that's why a lot of brilliant minds just go in corporate and just get bread and stay out the way. It's not saying they're not conflicted in their spirit. Because if you talk to them, a lot of them would like to say something or would like to do more, but it's like, why? Then how many people are going to do it? They're not going to go out there and be the only sacrificial lamb and just mess up what they're dealing with. How many people going to support them? And is there enough support to make change? Or are people going to stay the course to make the change? And this ties into our previous reasoning far right with the whole capitalism and the selfishness and the me, because that's what it come down to. A man don't look at the thing as a collective, because remember, Jamaicans, I don't think I know. Jamaicans don't view themselves as a collective country. Because Jamaicans always say they don't want to deal with Jamaicans. So if that's the psyche of the country, how can they act in unison for any betterment when the mantra for the day is, I don't deal with Jamaicans, I don't trust Jamaicans, I can't deal with Jamaicans, I don't really bother with Jamaicans. I can't work with Jamaicans. Jamaicans to a T. So that's the national motto. How can we realistically look for any unification to work towards something? And politicians know fire. This man know what he's doing. Obviously, he's getting coaching in regards to what to do with the media and this and that, the message to send out. But truthfully, I think he wasted his time and his money because he don't need to do that. Because everybody on their phone looking at foolishness, right? Or arguing or looking at a fight or looking at some mix up. They're not paying that no mind. You know, and I think like, man, listen, I think these people know people's minds are too far gone that they can do what they want. They know already, they've been doing what they want. I just thought it was so wild that like, I think that information is supposed to come out in a leak, like, like, hey, no, it's just public information. We are increasing our salary by 200%. It is what it is. Off to the next news. The weather for today is 90 degrees and hot. And that's what it just comes down to. As you said, yeah, we burn a fire on the government, but what about the people? And yeah, I know there's a lot of social issues in this. I'm quite aware of that, right? But I don't know. It's like they zap the hope out of the people. And that's one of the reasons for, because I'm not saying crime, but the type of violent crime and a pointless crime. Because when you don't care about your life anymore, fire, you don't care about life, and there's no long-term plan. It's just whatever. And that's just the mind frame for a lot of people across the world that's dealing with poverty. Poverty is a terrible thing, man. I don't hear nothing about no bangles growing on trees and no oranges dropping on the floor and all that foolishness. Yeah. Because remember, that probably worked prior to a generation that wasn't exposed to what was going on in the world. You can't go tell a man that's watching social media all day to go eat no mango off no tree or go eat some raw ackee. That's just the reality of it, far right. This globalization thing is just screwed up everything, screwed up expectations, desires, and taste. The taste people had in the 80s is totally different now. Listening to JBC, watching, you know what I'm saying? Watching Jamaica broadcast television, then watching social media all day, put your minds in two different spaces. Your desires change, your wants change. But what happens is your desires don't match your abilities and access. It's two different things. It's like a wall with a hole in it. And they show you the other side, but there's no way you could touch it because of that wall. So you just all frustrated and crazy. You find yourself doing stuff that's outside of your nature. And like people are kind of off, yo. You know, the environment off, all right. The meds is off, and that's the result. It's just too much pressure. How much pressure can you put on a human being? How much pressure can a human being deal with all the time, 24/7? In the heat, and it's hot. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, fire, what do they call it? Psychosis or something? Stress, low self-esteem, substance abuse, liquor, and that poverty, yeah. And now people know their situation more than before. Because before, a man ain't really know too tough. It was just this was the norm for his environment. So maybe you knew it was a little struggle there, but you know the magnitude. But now you see all these people doing all these things for it hard in your chest.
No joke, I did it for that. And that is a subset. The last thing more I said, there I mentioned about a little self-esteem. Then I really something I would say occur over and over again, especially in the youth them come up to fire because we over the years I do this scholarship thing in Jamaica, and most of the time we always ask questions. We kind of just insight the youth them for think, and I will really see the responses what the youth them get. I mean, I tell you, so sometimes if we never already committed to the mission, it's like without us anybody would donate money to it, without us give them back the money sometimes. But two we feel just disheartened by how the youth them think. Like we would have asked some youths say how we think we can help change crime in the country and them thing there. Enough of the youth them responses. It really, really broke my heart for you. But no, so the youth them respond like that, and as functioning youth where I go school and I think. So it's like them program in this particular way where them can't think outside of the scope of where you teach them for teach them in a school for think about. Youth them like a youth that come from areas like all Flankers, Tivoligan, Denham Town, Jungle and Rima, Spanish Town, certain places. I ask them say, how you view crime in your perspective? The youth them plagiarize. Most of the papers them where we get is plagiarism. We have another papers them. I'm not talk about just one paragraph of plagiarism. Sometimes I talk about like 6 paragraphs straight of plagiarism with them copy and paste. Crime according to the Webster dictionary is blah blah blah. When you live in these areas and you're supposed to think for yourself and think outside of the norm. But again, it's just a programming thing, and as I say, it's just a disrespect for no say. These politician guys don't even respect the people enough. The man say him do him homework, him don't even respect the people enough for actually go do him homework and get some things going. Is like a man has come on meeting and him come and meet and say, all right, it is what it is, and anything we say right now, this is what the people have for us work with. I want to say, by the way, you say, by time next week come, we have a next topic to talk about. We have just pass these particular bills, we have passed these particular things, and that's about what it is. You see me I say? So it's like, them are gonna F the people them regardless. So we just put it like it is for you. And the people them just need to know so them in a frame of mind now. I don't know what I really take forget the people them out of the state of mind with them in a right now. But the way how we are think, the way how we are move, the way how we are try to process everything we are do, it does not add up for you. And then the low self-esteem part that we can't make it go unsaid for you. Because as the man say, if you say your brother over this and sister over this as, or that's how we stay as a Jamaican stay them thief, then that means that you see, you internalize yourself as a thief too. You internalize yourself as a con artist, you internalize yourself as all of these bad things, the way you project by everybody else within the society. So if we continuously look for ourselves the way they, then we not go end up I try to solve no matter. And then the last portion of the thing before me even just wrap it up right now is just the savior complex. A savior complex there. Everybody I look for somebody to come save them. How come nobody not rebel? But how you sit down in your bed, in your sofa, by internet and check who are rebel. Now you supposed to even put two organizations together for the rebel then in even the simplest form for no sense. Again, we say simplest form, protest is not gonna solve the thing, but it's just a voice we can be heard at the same time. How comes you never partake in that y'all look for so people emancipation part though, or what them never did do, or them should have liked this. I mean, me even go as far as to hear people as, oh, them should have liked the statue them and keep on the statue them, bro, but you're in the same country where the people them make an effort for go do something. What is your effort? So that's what really also I left the people, and what is your effort towards the advancement of the society as we know it?
Last thing I want to say for we need to have a reason about what it is to rebel. And I think that all these videos and all this anarchy has totally distorted what rebellion is. A rebellion could be very effective, but done in a different manner. And it really takes a rebellion in regards to spending habits, your eating habits, the way that you live, the way that you approach society, understanding society and how to move different, not to support the mainstream. So I think like most people look at rebellion as anarchy. And I think that's the problem in a sense, because that's totally pointless. You're just going to destroy your area. It's not going to fix that. But I think people need to understand a more proactive, efficient rebellion to hurt the system. Because most rebellions, we in capitalistic societies, but people need to collectively choose how to spend their money. And people don't, that's the wildest thing. Like, people don't want to do that, bro. People just don't want to skip the fast food spot. People just don't want to wear and support other clothing companies or other things they want. That's what I said before, man. It's like, the people don't have a problem with the system. They have a problem with their position in the system, far. Only reason they complaining because they not getting a 200% raise. Anytime they was getting it, they wouldn't feel no way about it. Just like the politician get a 200 raise and said, like, you don't see, like, nah, I can't. This is crazy, bro. I can't take a 200% raise. Yeah. You know, a next person to take that up same way. So it's like that's the source of the thing. I don't think a lot of people have a problem with the system.
They not see the P. They not see the PNP a leech now. The PNP a leech now. And them love them something, you know. Them love them something, you know. Because we are born the two of them enough fire. Me tell them that me anytime we come, you know, we can talk or we can burn fire straight. And we still a think about it because we're not impulsive. But they see the PNP a leech now because them glad say the JLP a do that, but yet still, according to my knowledge, it's supposed to be the opposition supposed to have a particular say in these type of things too, in regards to these things carrying through and these things being approved. So you see the PNP election and I say, all right, yeah, so them a mess up on the public opinion now, a change of the JLP. Here we go on now. We can use this as an opportunity to promote ourselves and say we wouldn't do it. So we know so them do the same thing too. We know them do the same thing too, because it's just two birds. It's just a one bird with two different wings. And a family business them a deal with, because none of them no love the people them.
Big time. And it's what it is, man. We give thanks for everyone tuning in for this one here. Hopefully you learned something. Give thanks for the support from those times. So now make sure you check out EP for the one Autarchii in the description, Disrupting the Status Quo. If you get free time, make sure you check us out. I Never Knew Radio every Sunday, 9 to 11 a.m., Wednesdays, 8 to 10 a.m., and Thursdays, 10 to noon. I Never Knew Radio, WLOI.org, with yours truly, playing the roots right reggae music.